Let's start today's important news. On September 1st, a magnitude of 6.0 Richter scale earthquake struck eastern Afghanistan with its epicenter in Kunar and Nangarhar provinces in Afghanistan. It occurred at a depth of approximately 8 kilometers and was classified as a shallow thrust earthquake. Around 800 people died, with at least 3,000 people got injured, according to the early reports. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province in Pakistan also faced the tremors, particularly eastern Afghanistan. The mountainous terrain flash floods and landslides. They have blocked the rescue operations. If you observe from 2021 till date, there were three major earthquakes in Afghanistan. Paradoxically, from 2021 onwards, Taliban rule also started in Afghanistan. And at the time when Taliban rule started, Afghanistan used to receive around $2.2 billion humanitarian aid. Now it was just some $1 million, 600 or 700 million dollars. Countries are not ready, particularly Western countries are not ready to give humanitarian help to the Taliban ruled Afghanistan. And as people face a lot of economic turbulence in Afghanistan, this earthquake adds to their problems. It also adds to their problems. Already they are facing severe financial crisis in Afghanistan. And Prime Minister Modi, who is in China, announced aid and help to Afghanistan. Earthquake-ridden Afghanistan. He announced aid and help. India has sent 1,000 family tents to Kabul on September 1st, 2025. 15 tons of food supplies were dispatched by the Indian mission in Kabul. And further, India is also sending relief material to the Kabul. So this is the heart-wrenching thing that has happened in Afghanistan, as already people are facing a lot of troubles in Afghanistan during the Taliban rule. Coming to the other important news, Shanghai Cooperation Organization heads strongly condemned terror attack in Pahalgam. India's much awaited condemnation. India is expecting this. SCO heads should condemn Pahalgam terror attack, and Pakistan is also a member in SCO. As you all know, SCO summit was concluded in Tianjin province, Tianjin city in China. It's a northern city in China. China, Russia, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, India, Pakistan, Iran, Belarus are the members. And on the sidelines of SCO summit, there's a bilateral summit between India and China and between India and Russia. And more importantly, all the three leaders, Xi Jinping, Putin and Modi, have they have entered into the SCO platform, together. It shows a perfect example, a perfect lesson to the Western countries that if America exerts a lot of pressure on India and other countries, definitely India is a recognizable power, and India, China, Russia will come together to counter the hegemony of America. The idea of Russia, India, China is again rejuvenating. And more importantly, if you see, Russian President Putin have given special priority to our Modi ji. In fact, you can see a videograph where Shahbaz Sharif, Pakistan Prime Minister, is standing and staring, and both Putin and Modi overlooking Shahbaz Sharif, ignored Shahbaz Sharif. And after SCO summit, Putin waited for Modi for 10 minutes and took him for a ride in his limousine. And Western media is calling it as limo diplomacy. It's a very beautiful car where Putin and Modi traveled, limousine. And in the car, they have spent almost 45 minutes. I think they had one-to-one interactions. After that, they have India-Russia bilateral summit also. And Putin is coming to India in December 2025. It's also very important. And coming back, if you see the SCO summit, Xi Jinping, Putin and Modi, they are all now very strongly knitted together indirectly against America, American hegemony in world politics, and Donald Trump tariff war, American hegemony in world politics. The 10-member Shanghai Cooperation Organization strongly condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, including Pahalgam terror attack and attacks on Jafar Express and Kujdar in Pakistan. The Tianjin Declaration, signed and adopted by all the members, including India, Pakistan and Russia, called for an end to cross-border movement of terrorists. The declaration reaffirmed the bloc's firm commitment to a fight against terrorism, separatism, and extremism, and stressed the inadmissibility of attempts to use terrorism, separatism, and extremism for mercenary purposes. The member states also oppose unilateral coercive measures, including those of economic nature, that contravene the UN Charter and WTO principles, in a possible reference to American tariffs. Chinese President Xi Jinping, who chaired meeting of the heads of the member states, in his opening remarks, criticized the bullying behavior in the world order and called upon leaders to adhere fairness and justice while opposing Cold War mentality. Cold War mentality. So, this is the statement, and you should also know Putin and Modi's discussions are very insightful according to Modi's media, is X. And coming to even differences should not end up into disputes with respect to India-China relationship. Differences should not end up into disputes. And more importantly, trust deficit should be replaced with strategic depth. In India-China relations, Sino-India relations, it should be replaced with strategic depth. So there are many important terminology that is coming up with respect to this SCO summit, and it's highly successful. Okay, and you are expected to make a detailed notes on SCO summit. You are expected. I've given basics, and you are expected to read and make a detailed notes. Coming to the other important news that's coming up, amoebic meningoencephalitis infection claims 2 more lives in Kerala. Amoebic meningoencephalitis infection claims 2 more lives in Kerala. As you all know, brain-eating amoeba, Naegleria fowleri. Naegleria fowleri. Because of this Naegleria fowleri infection in the waters, it can be in ponds, swimming pools, or lakes. Because of this, it will enter into human through nose into the brain, and finally, it is almost 98% fatality rate. So, pathetic thing, Naegleria fowleri and brain-eating amoebic meningoencephalitis. 2 more people lost their lives to amoebic meningoencephalitis at the Government Medical College Hospital in Kozhikode, Kerala. The deceased include 3-month-old infant who has been undergoing treatment at the hospital nearly for 1 month. The other deceased is 52 years old person. So this is pathetic. We need to actually take care of this. Next other news that is coming up, Donald Trump, he is expected to visit India during Quad Summit later this year. But now he cancelled his summit to India. The sources are telling that he is not coming to India. He cancelled his trip to India. Exercise Yuddh Abhyas. Exercise Yuddh Abhyas. Yuddh Abhyas is annual bilateral military training exercise between Indian Army and American Army. Yuddh Abhyas is an annual bilateral military training exercise initiated in 2004 to strengthen defense cooperation and interoperability. Yuddh Abhyas is an annual military exercise between India and America. It alternates between being hosted in India and America, involving joint tactical drills, knowledge exchange, and multi-domain operation training. Next important news, Elathur Lake in Erode, notified as Tamil Nadu's third biodiversity heritage site. Elathur Lake, E-L-A-T-H-U-R, Elathur Lake has been officially notified as Tamil Nadu's third biodiversity heritage site under Section 37, Clause 1 of Biological Diversity Act 2002. The protected area spans approximately 37.42 hectares. So, PM Modi have come back to India today. PM Modi is going to inaugurate Semicon India 2025 on September 2nd, 2025, New Delhi. This is the 4th edition of Semicon India conference. First edition in Bangalore, second in Gandhinagar, third in Greater Noida. As you all know, Indian Semiconductor Mission under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Global Semiconductor Industry Association, they are all together conducting this Semicon India conference. The theme, particularly in this conference, they want to promote the semiconductor industry, semiconductor design, semiconductor fabs, and advanced semiconductor packaging. So as you all know, semiconductor industry is growing in India. We need to focus on that. And Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney appreciates Telangana Yadgirigutta temple services. During the Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Swami Kalyana Mahotsavam held in Ottawa, Canada, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney expressed his appreciation for the temple's contribution to spiritual harmony. In Yadadri, Yadgirigutta, Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Swami temple is a renowned Hindu pilgrimage site. The temple has gained recognition not only in India but also internationally due to cultural, architectural, and spiritual importance. PM of Canada Mark Carney praised the temple services, acknowledged the event as a celebration of faith, harmony, and unity. Also appreciated Hindu Canadian community for enriching Canada's multicultural fabric. So these are the important news with respect to, I'm told with respect to IR.